Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. Uh, Let me just check one thing here. Let me make that unpublic. Okay. So we're live. Who knows if anyone will join us? I think we got a couple people on Rumble, so that's good. But obviously, I'm having issues with this studio thing, but that's okay. That is okay. I'm having problems with my watch. Take it off. Take it off. F it. Let's do it live. Anyway, today, this is exciting. I wanted to tell you about a theory, and I've never heard this expressed in any other way. So this is a kind of big deal. So let me talk about it. And apparently, I guess that's all we're gonna get. All right. I'm just trying to see if I'm live everywhere. I know this is annoying. I know it's annoying. Am I live? Am I live? If I won Powerball, I would just hire somebody. I would hire somebody to hang out in my house and make sure all this stuff worked. All right, so there we go. Okay, so I am live on YouTube, even though I have nobody there. Doug's here. What's up? Nice to see you, Doug. All right, Doug's on YouTube. We got a couple people on Rumble. And on X, we are... Let's see if this even posted. Yeah, we're live on X too. Okay. Awesome possum. Well, we're cruising. We're cruising, so let us get to it. Yeah. Don't have my teleprompter. I just haven't got everything set up since I've been back from Argentina, but I'll get with it, I'll figure it out eventually, right? Anyway, today I want to talk about something that's as ubiquitous as it is underrated, and I'm talking about the painted yellow line. Yeah, you heard me right. We're getting philosophical here on the Internet Coffee Show, right? Stick with me, because this is not your dad's philosophy class. Now, picture this. You're driving down the street, minding your own business, and suddenly you see it, a bold, bright, yellow line stretching out in front of you like a beacon of order in a chaotic world. That, my friend, is the painted yellow line. Just look at the little graphic, right? You know that. But here's the thing about the painted yellow line. It's more than just a stripe of paint on the pavement. It's a metaphor, a symbol of societal norms and the delicate dance we do to maintain order in this crazy world. In a perfect world, all we need is that painted yellow line to keep us in check. We stay in our lane. We follow the rules. Everything runs like a well-oiled machine. But let's face it, folks. We don't live in a perfect world. Now, we live in a world where some people think the rules don't apply to them. The ones swerving across lanes, cutting people off, causing chaos wherever they go, deciding they can make a left turn here. Screw everyone, right? And when that happens, we need more than just a painted yellow line to keep things in order. We need concrete barriers. Then we need security guards. We need a whole lot of other stuff to keep society from falling off the rails. And let me tell you, folks, that's not cheap. So what's the solution? Well, it starts off with every one of us. We need to be kind. We need to be the kind of person who respects the painted yellow line, who understands that rules exist for a reason. We live in a society, George Costanza would yell, and people who are willing to do our part to keep society running smoothly. So the next time you're out on the road of life, remember the painted yellow line. It may seem like a simple thing, but it's a powerful reminder of the importance of order, cooperation, and respect. And who knows, maybe if we all stayed in our lanes, we could make the world a little better for everyone. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee Nuance Show. Best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. So yeah, this is it. This is the big idea. It is Big Idea Wednesday, where I present a big idea. And I got a confession to make. I didn't find this painted yellow line in any of the pop psychology websites. I didn't find it on Google Trends. I didn't find it anywhere because I wrote it. I wrote it myself. I've been thinking about this concept for a while and a way to express this idea. You know, if we go back to George Costanza, we live in a society. There's just these rules that we follow. And if everyone just follows these simple rules, not always, right? But it just maintains order of a society. And I was trying to think of a way to describe that. And so I came up with this metaphor of the painted yellow line. Now, I don't know if everybody knows this. Do you know the difference between a yellow line in the street and a white line in the street? My mom used to teach senior citizens about traffic safety, about driving safely. You know, you get old and you might need a little refresher on how to drive a little bit more defensively, drive safer. And I asked her about this. She said at least half the people didn't know the difference between a white line and a yellow line. Well, the yellow line divides a road from two opposite directions of traffic, while a white line is the same direction of traffic. So if you look over and you're going to make a left-hand turn on a road and all you see are white lines, it's one way. Make sure it's going the right way. And I think that this is just an interesting way to talk about these kind of rules of society that we all should use to make things operate more smoothly. Now, hashtag not every time, right? Not always, of course. But I know that there's an intersection by me. There's an not really by me, but that I pass often. And there's a McDonald's on the corner. And so many people want to turn out of that McDonald's and make a left-hand turn, and it's right near an intersection, and there's been so many wrecks there from people trying to get out and turn one direction that they put up barriers so that it is physically impossible now for you to make a left-hand turn coming out of the McDonald's. I'm okay with that. I don't go to McDonald's, but now, because we've got this big physical barrier, then what happens if there's a lot of traffic and an ambulance or a fire truck needs to get through? Right now, it makes it harder. What if there's a wreck? People can get trapped in between the barrier and the sidewalk. It makes things worse because they had to put up that barrier because people were like felt entitled to turn anywhere they wanted to, even if it was unsafe, even if it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But they were like, the rules are for everybody else. But too many people did that. Now we got a physical barrier. Now it made things worse for everyone, for emergency vehicles. There's a wreck. If you got a big road and you just have painted stripes and there's a wreck on one side, well, now people can get around it. But if there's a big barrier in the middle of it, now people are blocked. Makes things worse for everyone. And that's just kind of the idea behind this painted yellow line theory. So let me give you some a little bit further illustration of this. Like potted plants versus security measures, right? So in a well-behaved community where individuals respect private property and societal norms, a retail store, they may opt to beautify the surroundings around the outside of their store with potted plants, as well as a way to enhance the aesthetics of the neighborhood and the storefront. However, in communities where there's a higher likelihood of theft or vandalism, the cost of maintaining these maintaining these decorations becomes totally cost prohibitive due to the risk of them being stolen or damaged. Right? What about security guards and countermeasures? To mitigate the risks associated with operating a less orderly community, retail stores must invest in additional security measures, employing security guards, surveillance cameras, anti-theft devices. All of these measures not only incur direct costs, but also require ongoing maintenance and management. I know that's the case. I've talked about it here on the show. The Target that I went to, I'm done with Target. I'm done. There's been so much theft there. And I took a picture of a 3-pack of Hanes socks, and it was in a plastic case. That if I just wanted to buy a 3-pack of tube socks or whatever, I would have to get a guard, or I'd have to carry around a big plastic case and have them unlock it for me. Forget that. I'm done. I don't want to be a part of, that's not my shopping experience. Screw it. I'll just order it online, have it delivered to me. Right? But because of that, it really changes how we function in society. There's Goodwills here in Portland are really nice. The Goodwills in Oregon are very clean and nice, and it's a nice experience. But things have gotten worse, especially since COVID, that now the Goodwill by me, it has like a big vehicle, like a trailer parked in the parking lot with a big post up that's like doing video surveillance of the whole parking lot. And we've got often there'll be 2 security guards working full time in the Goodwill. This is a thrift store. All these additional costs are added on to the price of things. And here's the ironic part, right? It might end up being cheaper to operate a store in a place in a nicer area that might actually have higher rent, but you don't have to pay for security. You don't have to pay for all these countermeasures. You don't have as much theft. So it might be more expensive living in a poorer area than it would be living in a richer area. So that's kind of one of the ironies here. But there are real cost disparities between community behavior. So if you got low crime, high levels of social cohesion, right? Businesses can operate cost effectively, pass the savings on to you, if you will. Conversely, businesses in an area with high crime, they have significantly higher operational costs. And often that causes these things to end, stores to close. They always make a big deal about, hey, we live in a food desert. And then you see videos from that area where people are just stealing everything. It's like, well, maybe there's a reason you can't get organic food, right? It's just become too expensive. And so this goes back. I think this is illustrated in this painted yellow line theory. Obviously, I'm not saying that we need to obey every rule they throw on us, right? I'm not saying that at all. I'm not making that case like, oh, Tom, just follow all the rules. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is there are some rules that are for everyone's benefit, such as a yellow line. Can you imagine on a long stretch of highway, right? Like let's say out in eastern New Mexico, between Mexico, driving out to Amarillo or something. And you got this long stretch of highway and they just got a little yellow line down the middle. But if too many people didn't follow the rules of the yellow line, they would have to build a stupid barrier the whole way or have 2 separate highways, one going east, one going west. That's an insane amount of extra cost just because you can't look at the ground and follow the rules. So some rules make sense. I think a yellow line in the middle of the street kind of makes sense, but that's all I need. I just know that I drive on the right side. The other people, they drive on the other side, going the other direction. Keeps everyone safe. So that is the big idea that I wanted to talk about today. And I'll have to check on the music. I don't know I don't know what's going on with this. But that is the idea. If you happen to know of this idea that's expressed in a different way, can you let me know? Because I've been thinking about writing a paper and publishing it on the painted yellow line theory. And I'd hate to do that if there's actually a term for this, but I've been looking and I can't find it. But this is This is one of the big ideas that I've had, and I thought it would be a good thing to share it with the world. You know, even going back to the Gell-Mann amnesia effect, that's a really interesting idea. And I had that idea, and I think a lot of people did. They had an idea for this, and they didn't know what it was called. Well, that theory wasn't even named until 2002. So there are ideas, there are concepts out there that can still be named and expressed. And I think it's a good way to help kind of understand the world better. So anyway, that was the big idea. Let me know your feedback on that. I got a couple of stories to get to today. We will see. I will do the bumper, and perhaps there's music in it. Perhaps there's not. But let's see what else is in the news. And perhaps it's only on one channel. I got to figure that out. Perhaps it's only like on one side. So if you're listening and on just your left ear, maybe you can't hear it. I don't know. I'll have to see what's going on with that. But oh, this is big news. This is big news. Does this person look familiar? This is RFK's pick, Nicole Shanahan. Yeah. So in a surprising move, lawyer and philanthropist Nicole Shanahan has been named as RFK Jr.'s running mate for the presidential bid. Kennedy announced the decision at a campaign event in Oakland, citing Shanahan's commitment to health, knowledge of technology, athletic background, and as reasons for her selection. Now, despite her lack of political experience, Shanahan's substantial financial contributions to the campaign and connections to the tech industry make her a significant choice. Just want to tell you that one more time. Despite her lack of political experience, Shanahan's substantial financial contributions played a role. And however, political analysts question the impact of her selection of the campaign's outcome, emphasizing that voters primarily focus on the presidential candidate. Shanahan's personal life, philanthropic endeavors, and platform for focusing on health issues were also discussed, highlighting her background and priorities. So this was a big deal. I've been waiting for who is he going to choose? Who is RFK going to choose? Is it going to be a game changer? And my analysis so far is no. I think this was a terrible choice, in my opinion, although I'm open to being swayed on this. I did watch the announcement video. I think it was poorly run, the whole announcement deal. You say, hey, I'm going to announce who my pick is at this time. If you tell people that, hey, tune in at 11 a.m. and I'm going to tell you, and you got an hour worth of crap beforehand, like, I feel like a sucker. Like, you got me. Okay, you got me to tune in. And now you're putting up all these other people to talk. I don't care about that. I tuned in for the big announcement. I think it was a poorly run presentation. And for me, it just was kind of off-putting from the get-go. Additionally, and I've said this before, but the way people run a campaign is you kind of think, right? If you're running for president, you need to be able to hire the right people to make sure that your campaign is run well. That includes the audio being correct. That includes having the right camera equipment and the right camera angles. Okay. You know, just the presentation has to be put together well. And consistently, RFK Jr., I don't know what the hell he's thinking, but it comes off as an amateur show. There's no excuse for this, for the amount of money that's being spent on this campaign. There's no excuse that the audio is bad. None. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. I mean, I'm not even talking about who the pick is. I'm just saying the whole presentation was not good. At least, you know, when they trot Biden out there, and have him read off a teleprompter or whatever. At least he's in focus. At least he's in the center of the screen. At least the audio works. You know what I mean? These are all kind of perfect things. Now you think, Tom, but what about your show? It always falls apart. You always have all kinds of technical issues. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a dummy doing this out of my living room. I don't have any help and I'm not getting paid, right? But I think I do okay based on that, but I don't have an engineer. I don't have anybody helping me. And certainly if I were doing this, if I were announcing, if I had a big announcement, I might spend a little bit of time and make sure that I get that camera angle right, and the audio quality right, and all of that kind of stuff. So I expect more out of a presidential campaign than somebody on Rumble or YouTube. So that's my take. Now he picked a woman, picked a person of color, whatever. My big issue is this pick is off-putting to me. I live in Portland. I have seen what Soros DAs with these billionaire-funded left-wing district attorneys have done to cities in this country. And it has ruined the city that I live in. And it has ruined San Francisco, okay? It has totally wrecked LA. You see it happening in New York and elsewhere, where they're locking up people that express an opinion. And if you go out and commit violent crime, well, you're just let free, And I've seen what it's done here to Portland. I can't support anybody that pretends like that's a good idea. And she has personally given a whole ton of money to those district attorneys. I think she gave 20 grand to the DA in San Francisco that has, essentially made shoplifting under $1,000 legal, because they're like, we're not going to prosecute anyone caught shoplifting under $1,000. That's the DA that she gave 20 grand to. And I haven't seen any public statements by her that she regrets that donation. Okay. So at the very least, I need her to say, I made a mistake. I gave lots of money to these left-wing DAs that have wrecked our cities, and that was wrong. If she said that, okay, I can go along with it. But until then, it's very difficult for me to support her. And I like Kennedy. I have a Kennedy T-shirt. I like many things about him, not all, right? I don't think you can like everything about any one candidate, but for me, that's what's drawing me away. And I think that this pick was a real missed opportunity. In my opinion, I hope to be proven wrong, right? So I'm open to be proven wrong about this, but so far I'm not really liking what I see. Anyway, let's get to another story, and maybe there'll be audio in your left ear. Not being hyperbolic with this on the Chiron. All right, United Nations Chief Antonio Guterres called for reparations to address the legacy of transatlantic slave trafficking, emphasizing the need to confront systemic racism. He highlighted that millions of Africans were forcibly transported and enslaved, leading to generations of exclusion and discrimination. Guterres urged the adoption of reparatory justice frameworks to address this historical injustice. The idea of reparations, including financial compensations, gained momentum globally, with movements advocating for acknowledgement and restitution for the harms of slavery. The CARICOM, the CARICOM Reparations Commission, seeks reparations from former colonial powers aiming to address historical injustices and support affected communities. So in my opinion, this just does it. Who needs the UN? This is insane. And while we're at it, how about we pay the people that ended slavery, right? What if my ancestors fought to end it? They never got paid. In fact, many of them paid with their lives. They fought against slavery. No compensation for them? No compensation? No? Okay. Yeah, this is a really contentious issue. I think it's stupid. And not only that, it is divisive. And frankly, I don't even understand the point of the UN. Why do we even have the UN anymore when putting out this insane stuff? The United Nations, the whole point of it was to bring people together to make the world a better place. And if you think paying people based on the color of their skin is going to bring people together, I don't think you understand anything about the world. So to me, the UN, I've thought this for a long time, but this is an example that the UN is pointless. In fact, the UN seems to be against progress, against bringing people together, and against making the world a better place. So in my opinion, any organization that is actively trying to make the world a worse place, we should abolish. So hopefully we get a leader to come in and just abolish the UN, right? That's my take. But what do I know? Not a whole lot. Anyway, we got one more story, and it's totally not scary at all. The Army is considering introducing a drone and robotics platoon into its armored brigade combat teams, according to Brigadier General Jeffrey Norman. The proposal, known as RAS, or Robotic Autonomous Systems Platoons, is being reviewed by the Combined Arms Center at Fort Leavenworth as part of an update to the Army's force design. The exact number of platoons per brigade is yet to be determined, but it could potentially lead to significant increase in the use of robotic systems, particularly ground robots. While the military has experimented with ground robots, the technology has faced challenges compared to drones. The Army currently has 2 RAS platoons with plans for further development and integration of drones and ground robots into military operations. The goal is to enhance soldier safety by reducing casualties in warfare through the use of robotic systems. So somehow having robots is going to enhance soldier safety. If we have robot armies, don't you think that other people will have, other organizations, other countries will have robot armies? Yeah. I don't know that that makes things safer. That may make things a whole lot less safe. I am certainly not a military expert, but I'm not an idiot. If we look at how many people were killed with Obama's drone wars, how many hundreds of thousands of people in the Middle East are dead because of the drones dropped by the Obama administration and other administrations, but he did the most with these drones. I don't think we would have been able to kill that many, a million people in the Middle East with just our regular army. No, it takes robots and drones to do something that genocidal. And so I'm not sure this is a good idea at all. That's probably why I like leaders that are against messing around with the entire world. I kind of prefer people that are not interventionist. I prefer not overthrowing other countries just so that I don't know, contractors here can make a couple extra billion. But that's my take. That's my take. But apparently this is it. Get some robot platoons, and then we can go. I don't know, wreck more of the world. I guess is the point. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, stick around. I'll be going through all of your comments in the after show. Good news is I'm back and I'm figuring things out. So that's the good news of the day. And I guess the other good news is I finally shared a big idea that was original, that was my idea. So I was kind of apprehensive about sharing the idea. I have come up with a number of what I think are original ideas, and I've kind of had them on a whiteboard for a while. And I thought, you know what? Screw it. I might as well just share it with the people that watch my channel and share these ideas and try to get some feedback. And so for me, that was a kind of a step forward in doing something different. Anyway, my plan is to be live on Friday. Now, for whatever reason, I still haven't figured out on YouTube how to that you can go to the video and then that one goes live. It always starts a new video when I do this Rumble Studio. But I am talking with tech support over there, and hopefully, knock on wood, we'll be able to sort it out. So that's not the case. So hopefully on Friday, if you watch on YouTube, you should just be able to go to it and it should start. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, stick around for the after show. I'll go through all your comments. Hope you have a beautiful day. I will see you on when? Friday for Fact Check Friday. And apparently I don't have my outro thing, so I'll just do a little bumper and we'll do the after show. Peace. All right. So, thanks for sticking around. I'll put it back here to the painted yellow line because that was the big one that I was talking about today. So Doug's here. What's up? Looks like we're getting most of the comments on YouTube today, not on Rumble. But Erie Fairy checking in, listening while you work. Erie Fairy says, last time no music in the right ear, this time no music in the left. Not this time, no music in the right. I only have 2 ears, so I'd say music not working. Okay, well, I'll keep trying on that. UN equals helping Agenda 21. Is it Agenda 21? I thought it was. I know there's another one that ends in 30. But I can't remember it off the top of my head. Gonzo the Good checking in from Rumble. What's up, Gonzo? What about Africans who sold other Africans? Do they have to return the money they made? Of course not. No, this is just a big money grab. And it's all about control. And it's probably a way that Western countries can just, print a few trillion more dollars. All seems to be grift for me and a way to divide people. And that's the reality. Is it's much easier to control a population when they are fighting amongst each other over stupid stuff than it is if everyone got together and saw who the real criminals were and fought against them. But that's just my take. Erie Fairy Tales says, I like the yellow line theory. Would be cool to see your paper on it. Yeah, so I've written I've written a paper. I kind of like wrote a paper in the style of something you would put on Substack. I was trying to figure out the best place to publish the paper that I wrote on it. I don't know, like I don't know if Substack is if you can just set up a free account. Obviously, I mean if I'm only going to publish a couple things, it's not like I'm a writer and I publish stuff every day or every week or something like that. I don't really want to. I think it'd be silly to set up some subscription thing for that. But I was just trying to find the best place that I could publish it, that people could read it. But I will let you know on Friday. I've just been researching that and hadn't figured it out yet. Yeah, it's the same thing. Official name is Agenda for the 21st Century or Agenda 21, but Agenda 2030 for a more specific target date. Aha. Yes. Agenda 2030 is what I've heard the most. So that's what it's referred to. Ox checking in. What's up, Ox? Nice to see you. Cheers. And I would sip, but my coffee's empty and I didn't fill it before the start of the show, because I was a little behind. I had some things not working. What a surprise. But anyway, so yeah, I've been trying out this Rumble Studio. It seems to do fine. The video seems to be fine. It's in HD. It looks really good, I think. So it does a nice multi-streaming to YouTube, Rumble, and X, and I like that. The one thing I don't like is that I'm trying to figure out is when I post on YouTube, the thumbnail, and I'm going to go live at noon or 3 o'clock, wherever you happen to be. That one doesn't go live, and it just makes a new one. As soon as I go live, it will make a new live stream. So I'll have like 2 live streams, and I haven't been able to figure that out yet. But hopefully I sent some stuff into Rumble, and I haven't checked yet if they got back to me. But I'm trying to sort out how to do that. Not everything is intuitive. Often you got to go, when you're trying to do tech stuff, it's like until you know how to do it, you don't know how to do it. And it's like, oh no, you got to go to this subfolder and this submenu and then choose this. It's like I heard one example of on a podcast, they were talking about using a Dvorak keyboard with the Air, with the Apple glasses or whatever. And they're like, oh, I can't use the Dvorak keyboard. And it's like, oh, no, you got to go to language and then choose English. And then underneath English, then you can choose Dvorak. And it's like, oh, okay, I got to learn how to do that. And in the same way, I just have to learn how to set this up so that I don't have 2 streams going on at the same time, because that just didn't quite work. Erie Ferry says, I've seen that happen to other channels. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way to fix it. And what I need to do in life, right? And this is just an obvious thing. When you have so many things, it's overwhelming. Often you don't do any of them. But now I'm really focused on making things right in my life, decluttering my life, decluttering this channel, decluttering everything. And to just choose one thing, fix that one thing, then choose another thing, fix that thing. And that's what I'm trying to do. So that's the latest thing I'm trying to fix, is to get the streaming right to YouTube from Rumble Studio. But I think we'll get it sorted out. I do like that it's in 1080. Last year when I was streaming and I was actually paying a company to restream for me, I would send them the stream and then they would distribute it. They were only doing it in 720. And I was paying them a lot to do that. And so I really like that Rumble is doing this for free, essentially. I mean, I know they do put their little logo up in the corner, but without a monetary cost for me, and it allows me to stream to multiple platforms at the same time live in 1080, which I really appreciate. I really appreciate. I think it's great, and I think it's so good that once it gets figured out, really everybody that does live streaming should be doing it to more than one platform, just so that you can reach different people. You know, just so that you can do that. And on Friday, my plan is that I will be able to show all of the comments live on the screen. I just haven't figured out how to do that yet. So that is the second thing that I'm trying to do. Oh, cool. Nice. I just got a text. But I'm trying to see, who is this? Oh, yeah. Nice. A guy I was hanging out with last night just texted me that he's seeing this on Twitter. So that's cool that it came across his X stream. So that's good to know. And so I appreciate the feedback on that. Anyway, that is all I have today. I will be back on Friday with a fact check, with some thoughts about what's going on in the world of fact checking. Fact checking, scare quotes. But until then, I hope you all have a beautiful day. I will see you next time. And we'll go out with me making a cup of coffee, because apparently I lost the I don't have my other bumpers. Peace.